with the story. So, Section 5, Castle of Ice and Snow, beginning. He's a good guy. Certainly seems like it. You are Frosting game? Yep, I do believe... In fact, let me actually see. Yep, no, that's not you. That's Faust. It's close, but not quite there. I want to check real quick. So, friends and following... Let's see if I can't find you real quick to see if you got my request in and accepted, or if it's still pending or whatever. Let's see. Where be Faust? It's closed. Must not have gone through yet. Alright, but let's get this going. In-game name? Yep, my in-game name is Sol. S-O-L. Alright, I'm gonna keep going with Napoleon as the lead here. Because he seems cool. And he's actually powerful. Ah, yes, the shootin'. Arima. Gotcha. I'll make sure to add you on when you appear. The gate won't open, will it? No, Gerda, it only opens on the ordained day, assuming you stay here and don't go out again, at least. I won't. Nobody has a fever right now. You did a good deed, Gerda, so the goddess and the envoys will forgive you. That they didn't punish you is proof enough of that, right? Still, the gate won't open. I wonder if we really will have to wait for the next ordained day to see off on our journey like he said we would. This has never happened before. What's going to happen now? It almost feels like I'm dreaming. An envoy only comes on the ordained day. The goddess hasn't permitted them to descend from Valhalla any other time. At least that's what that man with the huge metal thing said. Whether it's true or not is beyond me. Honestly, we're not sure what to do now either. It's never occurred to us that something like this could happen. Some are saying we should try to force the gate open now, but... You can't. You'll never get to go to Valhalla without an envoy. So, in that case... Maybe you could all just wait until next year? Yeah, I suppose we could. Of course you could. All the children were thinking how nice it would be to make the flower bed past the field a bit bigger. We'd all be happy if the grown-ups helped us. I mean, you know... I mean that, you know? So what do you say? Look at Gerda, looking on the bright side of things, you know? Oh, thank you for the follow there, sweetie. Thank you.
The fire on the mountains? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that either. The snow and ice at least makes some sense, but the fire? I got nothing.
Really, you know what's going on with the fire and the ice? You know what's going on with the ice that covers the mountains and the snow that covers all of Scandinavia? Fo-fo! Fo-fo!
Yeah, more or less. Might as well explain while we're taking a break. I guess it's about time I told you the point of this march, anyway. Saying, I never did tell you where I wanted to go after we left the village, did I? All he said was, join me. Haha, sorry about that. Alright then, let's start at the beginning. You do know about the myth of Ragnarok, right? Well, in this Lostbelt, it looks like the last war between the gods and the giants still took place. But as you've likely figured out for yourselves, the Age of Gods didn't end here for some reason. Thanks to that, civilization never developed. Humans are still worshipping gods and giants roam unchecked around the mountains.
Which just means they're actually been originally different entities from the Sons of God that appeared in Job and began the Nephilim in Genesis. Interesting.
Basically, for the last 3,000 years or so, things have been pretty much the same as they were back in 1000 BC, when the Norse Age of Gods was originally meant to end. That's what led to this place heading down a slightly different path from the myth we know.
Fo-fo! The Age of Gods lasting into the present day. Then Dr. Gordoff and Da Vinci were right.
Yup, the real deal's right here in Scandinavia. Didn't you hear the kids going on about goddess this and goddess that? Well, there you are. She didn't die in Ragnarok or turn into a divine spirit, she remained intact to this day. Now she rules this Lostbelt using her 100 envoys as go-between to keep both the giants and humans in check. She's the last god in Scandinavia and she's kept the Age of Gods going all this time. She lives in the northern part of the Oslo Fjord, in a castle known in proper human history as Old Oslo region. The Queen of Scandinavia, who covered half the mountains in frost. Skadi, the goddess of snow and ice. The last remaining deity, and the one in charge of this entire Lostbelt. We're not talking servant here, we're talking full-blown honest-to-goodness goddess. I'm trying to get her to her castle. That's probably where you'll find the cryptor and that servant, too. I bet it's also where that paper moon thing is, along with, what was it called again? The Tree of Emptiness? Anyway, I bet they know where you can find that, too.
But yes, the second one?
Yep.
You mean that's Skaha?
That's what I said.
Q!
Ah, get off me! What is this thing, a dog? I'm okay with dogs.
Foo!
What? What's your problem? What did I say?
Fo, what's got into you? Is he an aspect of Merlin? Fo only attacks Merlins, after all. I need a quick drink. My throat's getting a little bit parched. What about the giants? Indeed, they may appear to be quite active, but they're actually not exactly industrious. I hold absolute authority over them. I can make them attack or sleep with a single command. But even I cannot suppress their instincts. The giants who survive consume heat in any form they can. Though most of them remain in hibernation, they will awaken at the slightest hint of a new heat source and devour it immediately. You're right. Foe did attack Koyan. I forgot about that. And the giants can't serve as proper disciplined army, as I suspected. Of course, I have nothing but the utmost respect for your ability to control many of them at once, but...
As familiars go, they're third-rate at best.
Saber. It's quite alright. That knight of yours is correct, Ophelia. The giants may have lived through the fires of Ragnarok as the humans and I did, but they are a pitiful shadow of their former selves. Still, they were once proud and mighty souls. That is why I love them, for they too are living things here in Scandinavia. We gods may not always have seen eye to eye with giants, but they were still beings on par with us. The heat of the flames scorched them all. It twisted the frost giants, the mud giants. No giant escaped its wrath. Now they have become so twisted that they are little more than walking calamities that bring nothing but death and destruction, just like fire. So I shall keep them in check myself. With the masks born from mine own hands, I can unite the giants under my rule, for I carry the noble blood of Ymir in my icy veins. Okay, so she's a descendant of Ymir.
Ah, so you two know Skaha from proper human history, huh? Unfortunately, this version of her is absolutely not the person you know. She is not a divine spirit, not a god that has lost its body and dissolved back into nature. She's an actual living goddess. Skaha Skadi, goddess and queen, has been around for thousands of years, ever since the Age of Gods. A fusion of the Norse goddess Skadi and the Celtic warrior Skaha.
Fusion, ha! I see. So they did the fusion dance. Or they used the Portara earrings. The ones before they were retconned to not be actually permanent. I did hear that certain aspects of Skaha from proper human history may have blended with the Norse deity, Skadi. I suppose that means that in this Lostbelt, Skadi, the goddess of snowy mountains, who is in herself part giant, would be the predominant figure over Skaha.
Yep, that's pretty much it. Here in this Lostbelt, where the Age of Gods never ended, she rules over humans and giants alike. Her goal seems to be for everything to remain as it is. I guess that's part of the same as the other Lostbelts. If nothing else, I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to wipe the humanity out. In fact, word has it that Skadi loves all forms of life. That's what I've been hearing anyway.
Imagine the image of them fusion dancing. Ymir to Bor to Buri to Odin to Skadi. That is a very succinct genealogy. They're destructive, completely unlike the Greek one. Fusion, ha. Oh, I can imagine. Loves.
Means we can reason with her as long as you don't openly declaring war on her or anything. She won't see us as enemies, guaranteed.
But Napoleon, we've already destroyed a number of envoys.
Trust me, it's gonna take more than that to ruffle this queen's feathers. I know that sounds pretty weird, but it's true. She doesn't call herself the mother of Scandinavia for nothing.
Wait, mother?
That's right. That said, I can understand why you'd be nervous, especially after that big dust-up we had with the envoys. That's as much as my fault as it is yours. Sorry for getting you too caught up in that.
Yeah, you saved us, man. You saved us.
Hey, thanks. That makes me feel a lot better.
How'd you see, Napoleon? I'm impressed at how much you know about this Lostbelt and proper human history.
Hmm?
Napoleon Bonaparte, you first made yourself name for yourself after the French Revolution in 1789, eventually going on to become the first emperor of France. As supreme commander of the Grande Armée, you were one of France's greatest rulers and conquerors. For a time, you were controlled over half of Europe, and your grand expedition to Russia is particularly well known. But at least in our database, I haven't seen anything regarding your exploits that pertains to Scandinavia. I did hear that you were quite a fan of James Megaphon's Ossian, which had an epic poem similar to the Norse poetic Edda, but that's all. What I'm trying to say is you must have acquired your knowledge of Scandinavia after you materialized. Is that right, Napoleon?
Gaia to Uranus, Cronus plus Rhea equals Zeus plus siblings. Yeah, it's from Zeus down that things get really screwy. An Emperor Napoleon who knows all about Scandinavia. Very interesting. But it's also interesting that you know so much about Napoleon, Mash.
Ha! Well, sure, I materialized here just a bit before you all showed up. That's why I happen to know so much. I've been getting all this information while I travel around on foot and on some skis I made. As to the source of my information, well, I think I'll hold off on that for now. An air of mystery makes hotties like me even hotter, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oof. What is it? You want me to fess up to everything? No secrets? Come on, lay off me, doggo. I've got my reasons.
I wasn't actually a dog.
Well, let me be perfectly clear about one thing. This here heroic spirit is on humanity's side. I'm your ally. I came here to save you. Just make sure you don't forget that. Long as you don't, we could even make a temporary contract if you want.
Senpai.
I trust Napoleon.
Yes, I agree. He's capable and trustworthy. That's right. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw the archer like you wielding an enormous cannon.
Is that so? I don't think artillery specialists were all that uncommon.
Look, he fucked everything too. Zeus boned everyone, or gonna shove his offspring back into Gaia. Look, he fucked everyone. The gods just love to fuck, don't they?
Then again, maybe it's tougher than I thought for someone like that to make their mark on humanity. It's not like I was an artillery officer my whole life. All my Spirit Origin and Humble Phantoms are both pretty much afterthoughts.
You mean you didn't use a cannon like that when you were alive?
Of course not. You're right, mademoiselle. Can you imagine an emperor like me going around with a cannon like this?
Oh, the intimidation factor would be something.
Wait, guess I shouldn't laugh, huh? Sorry about that. I guess it's not uncommon in modern heroic spirits. I don't know what sort of adventures you've gotten up to before, but haven't you seen anything like this with other modern heroic spirits from proper human history? You know, where they turn out to be kind of caricature of their real selves?
He's not wrong.
Oh, now that you mention it, Babbage's heroic spirit materializes in a mechanical suit of armor. And Edison doesn't look remotely close to how he did when he was alive. Maybe because of his special circumstances surrounding his materialization.
Yeah, innocent monsters. Can't be wrong about that.
Right, and in my case, I got this gigantic cannon. And that's not all that's different. Just look at how tall I am here. Ooh la la, won't be getting called short anytime soon. Not a chance.
Oh, I like that they made the joke. Nice. Very nice.
Well, as far as looks go, I've got my own reasons for appearing like I do. Enough of that, though. Anything else you want to ask me?
Yes. Foo-foo! Remember Gerda said that, at least in Village 23, an envoy won't come again until next year. Is there a reason for that? Something you know from your unidentified information source?
I can't be totally certain it'll be another year, but that sounds right to me. Oh, well, that's not my source talking. I learned that firsthand.
How?
Just look at how many of them showed up this time. The envoys aren't allowed to sacrifice humans on any day beside the one that had that goddess lady. Scotty ordained. So they must have brought a whole bunch of them along to make sure that the ritual didn't go off the rails again.
Again. Carmilla, Sleary, Elizabeth. Let me think. Some other modern spirits that have been warped. Billy the Kid's actually fairly standard. Hijikata is scarily accurate, but he's not really too modern. Hands. Can't forget Hands, the biggest proponent of innocent monster taking its soul.
Alright, this wasn't my first run-in with them. Back in another village, I caught one of them trying to open those giant gates and sniped him. There was just one back then, probably because they didn't expect anyone to attack them, but that obviously wasn't the case with that last village. Remember them saying something about shared records? Well, the data from the one I sniped got shared with the rest. It looks like they responded by shoring up their numbers in preparation for another attack. The envoys don't care about the Queen's philanthropy. They're basically machines, no reasoning with them.
I see.
So, I guess what I'm trying to say is... I'm sorry. I had no idea they'd come back with those kinds of numbers. Guess I really messed things up for you two.
Oh, not at all. We never would have won without your help, especially given how strong each envoy was individually.
Oh yeah, that. Guess I ought to level with you. I'm pretty sure the sisters are based off the envoys off are even stronger. The ones we ran into yesterday are basically mass-produced dolls that Queen Scotty made by infusing them with her own magical energy.
Mass-produced dolls?
Might as well get this out of there too. The Queen here is merciful, yes, but the whole palace is lousy with powerful, vicious enemies. A shitstorm of envoys, that Lostbelt servant with his demonic sword, and almost no allies for us. Even with the odds stacked against us, are you two still ready to fight?
You believe that Koyan is Barrels, the sixth Lostbelt assassin sleeper agent, taking into her true identity. I mean, it's entirely possible. From what we know of Beryl, he's a murderer called the Werewolf. He's a murderer through and through. Koyan is cruel beyond all belief. Like, exceptionally cruel, stepping on poor innocent foe like that. So, I mean, it's entirely possible, you know? Would you follow for a follow? I've already followed, but you know that. I do indeed. And you're not sure. I will follow for a follow. I will follow for a follow. I mean to follow a lot of people, but I keep forgetting. There's the follow. There we go. There we go. Follow for a follow. Thought it was never actually info, but the fact he thought it wasn't made. Yep, true. That's all. That's the whole point of Zerker Vlad's interludes, is that he's not actually a vamp. They act like Beryl is brainless too. Do they? We haven't actually seen much of them acting around Beryl. I could go back and watch my first Lostbelt thing, so... Interesting. Yep, that's why I came here. To fight.
Exactly. Yes, we're ready to fight.
No problem.
We're the only ones who have a chance, no matter how small, of restoring Earth and proper human history. So that's why.
Gotcha. That's good to hear. Me, I'm the guy who once ruled over most of Europe. I'd say that more or less makes it me its king.
Special translation. What's Bonnie here going on about?
So if you call for me, I'll come running right away. Doesn't matter where, even way up north. Doesn't matter how cold it is, I'll be there. And after all, if someone begs for my help, how can I refuse? Back when I was alive, there was a mountain of problems keeping my hands tied, like budgetary concerns and stockpiling issues. But now that I'm a heroic spirit fighting for humanity, nothing's gonna hold me back. Ha ha ha! There might only be so many categories of things I can help with, but there's two things I do best. It's fight hard and win. If that's what you're looking for, then your search is over. Besides, Scandinavia is still part of Europe, and nobody's better at winning in Europe than I am.
Somebody's confidence and spirit are amazing.
You know, why do I feel like... I just feel like whoever created Napoleon inserted a little bit of All Might into his caricature. You know, I'm asking this because I have enough of you are the one that deserves more. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you kindly. Exactly, he's a minus accuracy. He's cunning, but eludes the fact that he isn't smart enough to keep his Lostbelt afloat. They did say that, didn't they? This is kind of ironic. How so? But thank you for that compliment there. Thank you very much. I mean, it's really more... I'm just doing this to make other people's lives a little bit better, you know? So, the more people I get that I reach, the more I can. Oh, yeah. Napoleon's F up with Russia. Oh, that. Oh, that. Yeah. Never fight Russia. Never fight in Russia in the winter.
Senpai's confidence and spirit are amazing. Although there is one thing I'm a little concerned about. As I recall, Napoleon's fakest feat was...
Hey, Infinity, he predicted it. The Russian winter. Yes, exactly. That defeat would go on to be a major factor in the decline of his reign. You know, are you guys somewhat mind readers or soothsayers or future predictors? Because I was literally thinking, oh man, what if Napoleon had actually been in the Russian Lostbelt? That would have been hilarious.
Honestly, it would have been nice to get another crack at Russia for my revenge, but oh well, c'est la vie. Still, since we're in a harsh wintry environment too, I'll settle for avenging my Grand Armée's defeat here.
Does it count, though? You're not fighting Russia.
No, don't be like that, Private.
Private? Do you mean Senpai?
Yep, you're the first recruit of my new Grand Armée. Good luck, work hard, and maybe you'll even earn a medal.
I like medals. Foo-foo-foo! Sorry, but didn't you already give Senpai a medal?
Oh right, I did, didn't I? Aw, crap. Guess we lost track of time. Looks like we ran into a group of my patrol, mademoiselle.
You're right, natural energy signals are heading our way. Fortunately, they're so far enough away that I can use my thruster to make a clean getaway.
No, I say let them find us. I want to get a better look at how you two fight.
Right, Russia... Bears in Russia right now are climbing power poles. I'm pretty sure I've seen pictures of that, though, Infinity. The bear in a Finnish army in its fight against the USSR. That's actually hilarious. I wonder how many kills Sir Barrington got. And that'd be cool. That would be cool, sweetie. That would be cool. You're calling Koyan is connected to Barrow because they act like his weakest Lostbelt, yet lasts longer than Wu Bei, the assumed leader of the Cryptors. I'm guessing that's... You're only saying that because it's known that he is Lostbelt number 6. And, I mean, I know the order of the Lostbelts kind of implies what order we're gonna take them down. So... I mean, they're not gonna sit... I mean, it's kind of obvious that his Lostbelt's not actually gonna collapse, given that, you know, they've teased that it's the round table, I think it is, or whatever. So...
I'm not saying we do this for kicks. We need to hone our skills against opponents we can know we can defeat before we come up against someone really tough. We need to get better at fighting together as a unit. Call it teamwork if you like. So what do you say? Makes sense to you, Private?
I do see your point. I do want us to get better. Stronger together. Stronger as a team.
Now we're talking.
Welcome back, Randy. Welcome back.
Alright, here they are. Let's get this battle underway, Private.
I hope I can advance beyond the rank of Private. That's such a low rank in the army. No, David's smarter than them all, too, since it makes sense he lasts the longest. I don't know much about David other than that the fact he's at the center of a great many a meme on the FGO subreddit. The David meme, I believe it is what it's called. Even though I have absolutely no context for it, I know that he is a meme in the community. Why Egypt, Infinity? He's got a grand servant. Yeah, I have been spoiled about that. Normally I would say no spoilers, but I have been spoiled that he has a grand. So that's not really a spoiler for me. But I'm not sure what Light of Possibilities is. If that's a spoiler, try and keep that one to yourself. No buffering! Woo! The lack of buffering is here. Rejoice and be merry. You can see clearly now, the buffering's gone. Oh, these wolves are gonna be hitting hard. Oh, he ran away and left his army stranded in Egypt. That's a very fair place that you wouldn't want to leave him. David and Goliath, anyone? Oh, no, I'm sorry, I completely did not acknowledge your joke there. That's my fault, Max. That's my fault. That is a good one. David and Goliath. You know, very technically, wouldn't Goliath be a possible servant? Because, I mean, he does have... I mean, there's not much known about him other than the fact that David beat his butt with a sling. So, you know. And actually, Does David perhaps count as more classes than just Archer? Do I play any other mobile games? The only mobile game I really play regularly is Pokemon Go. I tried getting into Majaya Record, Arknights, and Epic 7, but I couldn't really get into them, unfortunately. I mean, that's not to say that there might not be games in the future, so... But what is your request, Infinity? Every OC not from Japan has a wacky name. OC's not from Japan, except for the Ainsworth and Beatrice. Yeah, those are pretty common sounding names. These Lostbelts need to be made into a movie/anime. Yes! Make the Lostbelt anime! I'm hoping that's what they announce after the Solomon anime. I really hope it is. Use your Salter. If there is an instance where there is no support servant, I will gladly use your Salter. But you know me, Infinity. If there's a story support, I gotta go with the story support. Four-armed katana-wielding servant in the shadows, the Grand Berserker who you assume to be Asura. Wait. 4 arms wielding weapons? Might we be getting General Kenobi as a servant to match against General Grievous? It's a possibility. I wouldn't put it past them, you know? This Hanako person's Lostbelt is completely out of the question. 2 of the other 4 that remain are completely unfit as well. In which case I suppose we will need to cooperate with the Great Ones of Greece, as you originally proposed. Yes, Your Majesty, I believe it would be the wisest. Peperoncino is an excellent crypto in his own right, and his Lostbelt is of high quality. But in my estimation, it still does not compare to yours, Queen Skyhappy. I do find that crypto charming, but given what you have told me, I cannot say I care for his Lostbelt. So I much prefer to the one lying right in the middle of the continent. That aside, what a bizarre name he has. Peperoncino. It does have a strange charm to it. No matter, let us discuss something else. The incident that took place in Village 23. It seems a member of Chaldea did indeed join forces with that man. I'm told they destroyed quite a number of my daughters, then was martyred after the Valkyries. My knight and I will see that they are dealt with at once. Just say the word and I'll kill them. Even a demonic sword gets rusty if you don't use it now and then. What have I told you? You will kill no one. Despite your pledge to serve me, Ophelia, I see your heart still lies with another. However, this is still my world, so you will kill no one. They may end up meeting their end at the hands of giants, or at the hands of other imitation Valkyries. But that is simply the way of the world. It is natural as a footprint upon a morning snow. There is no need to involve your demonic sword. Besides, did I not tell you I would love them? I do not think you are serious. Ha! You say that as if it doesn't concern you, Ophelia. Your deadpan expression is impressive, but also dull. Then again, he doesn't want my love, does he? Be that as it may, when it comes to dealing with others beside myself, the question remains the same. That is, do I kill them or love them? If I decide to kill them, I do so immediately. I hold them, freeze them, and destroy them. If I decide to love them, I do so until their dying breath. I nurture them and stay by them as they die. All humans are my children, as are all giants. Thank you, Max. Thank you. Do I kill them or love them? My enemies I kill, my children I love. That is who I am, the Queen, the Mother of Scandinavia. Yet again, that goes for you too, Ophelia, and you, Knight. You are my beloved daughter, and you my precious son. Every life that grows here in Scandinavia is my child. I know your kindness knows no bounds, Your Majesty. Indeed, that goes for the 3 Valkyries Odin entrusted to me as well. Third, come here. Hey, we get to see her. Now, is it Thrud or Thrud? I'm not really sure of the pronunciation of this one. Valkyrie Thrud, reporting for duty. Wonderful to see you in good health, Scotty, our goddess and protector, and you, Lady Ophelia, our sworn ally. Haven't I told you to call me Mother? Really now?
As you wish.
She sure does run on a lot for a doll.
What is your command? We shall obey any order you give to us.
I'm good.
How long are you going to be doing this for?
Couple hours still.
We gotta run to the store.
Gotcha.
For you are a master, Sky. After all these years, you still refuse to behave as my daughter. No matter how often I see it, it still manages to impress me. Tell me, my beloved daughter, as leader of my 100-odd envoys, what do you make of the incident in Village 23?
Thrilled. Gotcha. Embrace you with your love. Oh, please embrace me and come home to my Chaldea. There are many daughters that need loving. Many daughters without a mother. Many.
I know you are obedient, but despite what the knight says, I also know you are no mindless wooden doll. We are meant to execute our master's commands. We cannot make decisions on our own. That's quite alright, just tell me what you think. Keep it a pure analysis if you must. Very well. Of course, if you say these transgressors will be permitted to remain alive, we shall act accordingly. I do think they can be left alone. As for the destroyed envoys, they must produce units with no ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Still, based on what I've seen on our shared records, I don't think the three of us will need to respond. Even if circumstances change and we do end up needing to deal with them, I think the giants, or mass-produced unit's self-destruct function would be sufficient. Oh?
Threwd.
I'm told the transgressors are human who is half human, half rogue spirit. There's no need for the three of us to confront such a lowly foe.
Cheeky little doll, isn't she? Come on, Ophelia. Just say the word. I want to break it right here and now.
Don't be ridiculous. Her Majesty is right there. We will not act without my permission.
Threwd like lewd? Like lewd. Are you saying that Threwd is the most lewd of the three Valkyries?
That is fine. I like the way your knight speaks his mind, but stay your sword and you are not harm my daughter. She's adorable in her own way. I accept her as she is and love her. Very well then, Sir Knight. Would you like to try drawing the demonic sword of yours right now? Your Majesty. Give me the command, Your Majesty, and that Rogue Spirit will be destroyed, demonic sword and all. It may be difficult for Threwd alone, but our chances of success would greatly improve with all of us. That's all right, at ease, my ferocious daughter, though that even I tend to jest at times. It wasn't funny, Scotty. Do forgive me, seeing your adorably innocent faces. I simply couldn't help myself. Now then, I think I shall return to my throne for a time. I doubt they will make it here by tonight, but by tomorrow evening I expect we will have guests. No doubt they will encounter more of the giants that rule my world and destroy more imitation Valkyries before then. I do wonder, though, if they will survive long enough for us to meet.
I mean, as long as I have a pulse tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully. That's another section. Nope, that's not another section. That is a part of section 5. Section 5 is only 2. I thought it was 3. Zerkerin Rider. Again, gotta bring the Napoleon. I'm sorry, Infinity, but I gotta bring the support guest servants when they appear. It's in my instinct. It's in my nature. But if Salter appears and there's nobody else, I will use Salter. But I need to grab something real quick, because I'm getting a little bit peckish. Oh wow, just the battle. That's nice. Yep. I'm grabbing some Hershey's Kisses. Plenty of Hershey's. Plenty of plenty. They're, Easter, I want to say? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're Easter candy. So they're still good. Focus on the Jotun. Time-based gameplay? You mean like when they always, lock you out of proceeding down events because of time lock? That kind of time-based gameplay? Open. You want some too? I'm currently not capable of, sending things through the internet, physical things. So, sorry. But I'm actually getting kind of really hungry, so I need something in me to hold me off. Thor's original name is Thur. Interesting. I wonder why it changed so much. I mean, not so much. It's only a single vowel, but... Digitize them? Like in Code Lyoko? Or in Digimon? Or... Came Thor, and then Thor. And isn't Thor's name a rune as well, I want to say? I feel like it's a rune of some sort. I might be wrong, though. Code Lyoko will withstand it all. Be there when you fall. We will stand real tall. Stronger after all. Code Lyoko was so sweet. It's a shame they never finished the whole thing. The fuck rune is Thorn. I have watched the whole of Code Lyoko though. I watched the final season subbed. But that was a good show. Great childhood show. Oh yeah. I don't like the remake they tried to do though. The remake, no way. Not my cup of tea. The original is where it's at. And doot. Can I pronounce this? Is. Oh god. Germans and Norse called Saturday Washing Day. What's that? Hang on, give me a moment. Get another piece of chocolate in me. Hrespelger. That is my pronunciation. Hrespelger. Is the H supposed to be silent? Because if so, that's my bad. Two more steel. I'm making progress. Need Scotty Seal.
Alright, there goes the last one. Nice job, you two. Gotta say, I didn't think we'd be running into more mass-produced Valkyries out here.
We did... There wasn't there?
Then again, both those things and the giants are loyal to the queen, so it makes sense they might fight side by side. It was like something straight out of myth, seeing Valkyries and giants in tow.
Can't take Scotty seriously considering you see the ice cream addict Scotty. Oh, I've seen that meme. I've seen the meme of the ice cream addict Scotty. Sounds like the name of the eagle Yveltal is based on... Yveltal. Never actually caught that one. Hopefully it comes to Pokemon Go before too long. It was rather magnificent seeing them both together like that. At any rate, Master, I can confirm there are no more magical energy signals nearby. Well done. You did great job, Mash. Always compliment the waifu over the newbie. Thank you.
Gotta say, though, you two handled yourselves pretty nicely. I can tell you've done this before. You've got real guts, little shield lady. You too, Soul. How do you summon so many heroic spirits at once? I don't suppose you could get them to stick around.
Foo-foo!
Well, that's a damn shame. Otherwise, I could have put together the greatest grand army of the whole time. But there is no sense crying over milk you can't even spill. Anyway, we'll just have to build up our strength the old-fashioned way. In other words, the three of us have to gotta get stronger. Let's see. Here, let me give you some tips for hunting giants. First off, try to go for the sensory organ, or their legs. That's your best bet unless you've got a real powerhouse of a weapon. If so, you can just go for the vitals and take them out in one shot.
We keep saying sensory organs, but do you mean their heads?
That's right, the head's full of sensory organs. Those masks they wear cover their eyes and noses, and it doesn't look like their hearing is exceptional. So they might be relying on some kind of sixth sense or an ability that lets them detect heat sources, but I figure the eyes are a safe bet.
He actually makes a good point.
So make sure you go for their heads, even if you have to hit them through their masks. They're a big target, so it shouldn't be too tough to damage them. When going for the legs, the knees and the ankles are the best targets. The giant's size and mass can be intimidating, but once you've knocked them to the ground, they're pretty much sitting ducks. In other words, there's nothing too special about it, just follow the best practice.
Foo! Yeah, were you always this good, Napoleon? Yes, I'm surprised too. I had no idea you were also a great giant killer. I don't know any tales of you killing giants myself, though. It's possible for stories of you will be both secret and passed down to others.
Don't worry, you're not missing any stories. Things just sort of worked out this way.
Foo! Worked out?
Pretty much. Gonna be nightfall soon. Perfect. What do you say we make camp for the night around here? Besides, I think it's about time we talk tactics.
We said earlier, Buri is the grandpa of Odin, Bor's the father. Oh, gotcha. Gotta have two more. Wow. This is just like the cave that we found in Russia. This is almost identical to it. There really are camping facilities here. You set this all up ahead of time, Napoleon.
You bet. I've got base camp this set up all around the Lostbelt. Set up with with gear I pilfer. Borrowed from the villages where I drove off one and then by. That one envoy. Still the best part of being a rogue servant is you never have to worry about supplies. All you need is a place to rest your body and mind for a while. Of course, I doubt it'll be that easy for you two.
Oh no, we'll be fine. But thank you for your concern. We always carry food, water, and sleeping bags with us. My shield has storage space, you see. There we go. Foe! Don't worry, Foe. We have some for you too. Here, I'll put some water in your dish right now. Foe!
Oh, that's pretty handy. But you can never have too many blankets. Here.
Warm. We still have the rations we brought from the border, but for night, why don't we have Gerda's bread? Too bad we had to say her goodbye so hastily. I wonder how Gerda's doing right now. We'll see her again when we look into her eyes as she sacrifices her life to keep us alive, to give us motivation. Sorry, that was Patsy. Yes, I hope so too. Foe! Oh, Foe, it's rude to start eating your food before everyone's been served. Foe!
Hey, that looks good. Let me try a bite. Hey, it is good. In fact, it deserves a medal. You said her name was Gerda. Looks like she's earned a medal of her own.
She'll be happy to hear that. House of Gerda is the Eagle Yevatol is based on. Okay, that's interesting.
Here, that hit the spot. Alright, let's talk tactics. Sorry for springing all this up on you.
Hang on. I want to copy and look at the eagle itself. No, at all. It's good to discuss this early as possible. Thank you for doing this.
I'm the one who should be thanking you. So tomorrow we're going to make our move on the enemy. We'll be sneaking into the castle near Old Oslo, right? And when we do, we'll almost certainly have a fight waiting for us.
Yeah, Sigurd's a toughie. Excuse me.
Good question. So to begin, we need to define our conditions for victory.
Foe?
Well, the question we need to ask is, what must we do to win? And conversely, what would mean that we have completely, absolutely lost? Can we only win by wiping out the enemy? No, we can't possibly kill every giant and envoy in Scandinavia. We wouldn't want to. So that's not a suitable condition for victory. No, what you two need to do more than anything is...
Tree of Emptiness. Yes. Retrieving the paper moon is the highest, most urgent priority. And we also absolutely require information on the Tree of Emptiness since we can't see it. It may end up being after we make contact with the Wandering Sea, but we'll eventually need to destroy it and make this Lostbelt disappear.
That's your victory condition. That's what you need to do. Get this paper moon thing back and find out what you can about the Tree of Emptiness. So what is your defeat condition? Easy, you both end up dead. So only choice is to keep yourselves safe instead of meeting your victory conditions. If it were just a matter of defeating your enemies, things would be simple. Unfortunately, your condition for victory is pretty far from straightforward. Now, doggy, cheer up. I know it looks bad, the Queen's influence extends to all of Scandinavia after all, but she has no intention of throwing everything she's got at us.
She doesn't?
If she wanted us dead, we would be. Those envoys and the giants all act as she desires, almost like puppets. If she ordered the giants in this area to find and attack us, we'd be fighting them off every minute of the day. But that's obviously not what she's done. They haven't even raised any kind of alarm about us, let alone created an offensive line or anything.
So not even trying. They're that cocky.
That's right. As Supreme Commander of the Grande Army, it pains me to say this, but she doesn't even think of us as an enemy. I think at worst she sees us as something more like a pack of wild animals. Well, that's okay. It's our inn. She's leaving herself wide open by not putting up her guard. Oh, and one more thing. Listen close. Once we make their way to their base...
Can't just leave me hanging like that.
Alright, it might be a kind of a stretch to call it a strategy, but that's the plan.
Understood.
Good answer. Anyway, don't worry. I didn't bring you all this way without anything to show for it. I've got more than one trump card up my sleeve. As for what they are, well, you'll just wait and see.
Fuck yeah!
Haha. Sorry about that. If it makes you feel better, I'm only half serious. Ha ha ha!
And I think that's another section complete. Indeed it is, indeed it is. That is section 5.